Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Listhrop. Thank you for being on the mic. How has things been on your end with this COVID experience and the stay home that we're all experiencing now?
Well, you know, this is a time when it's this virus, this COVID-19 has affected everyone in different ways. You know, the entertainment industry, the hotel industry, and so on. And for us at the Trinidad and Tobago Youth Philharmonic, it has affected us in a number of ways, both at the lower level of the teaching and at the higher level of when the orchestra rehearses.
Okay. And I know, just for the viewers out there, what is your official capacity at the orchestra?
Okay, so I'm the founder and the music director for the Trinidad and Tobago Youth Philharmonic. I do a lot of, and apart from that, I do a lot of accompanying and arranging for the orchestra and lots of administrative stuff to make sure that we have a well rounded and well oiled program throughout the year.
Okay. How long has the orchestra been in existence?
We have been in existence since 1999. So last year we celebrated our 20th anniversary.
I know this is a very interesting time, especially with the stay home and social distancing. But your orchestra is dependent on that social interaction and kids coming together.
Yes.
How has it affected your business?
Well, it started, of course, with the lockdown, really, because this term is where we prepare the students for the Associated Board of the Royal Schools of Music examinations from the first level of grade 1 right up to the diploma performance level. And the students have been preparing, close to 100 of them have been preparing for these exams. And I think what is about like probably 2 to 3 weeks before the exams, we had the lockdown. We had the examiner who was supposed to come in from Barbados. He had to fly back to England because, you know, the UK closed their borders, Trinidad and Tobago closed their borders. We could not continue with teaching, and we were hopeful that the exams would have been rescheduled a few weeks later, and then we got notice from London that the exams were cancelled altogether for 2020, and that they were refunding the examination fees. So on that level of the individual exams of the students, I mean, we're talking about students like from like 6 years, 7 years old, right up to university students who were preparing for exams at all different levels. And as such, they could not do the exam. In addition to that, we have regular Saturday night rehearsals with the entire orchestra, sometimes close to 80 students on a Saturday night, wind and brass students and string students as a youth symphony orchestra. Well, of course, with the lockdown and even with the social distancing and all those other things, the orchestra has not been able to meet. This year, we normally run a workshop where we invite a team of Venezuelans to come and work with us, and we prepare a set repertoire. This year, we were supposed to be celebrating the 250th anniversary of the birth of Beethoven, and all those things are now, I guess, either on hold or cancelled, because even to get tutors to come in from Venezuela, you know, with all the lockdowns and the borders, not only for Trinidad and Tobago, but for Venezuela. And they talk about a resurgence of the virus that, that countries have to look out for and so on. Plus the fact that people may not want to meet and congregate in a concert hall at this time. So many dynamics that the orchestra is not meeting, we may have most likely to cancel our annual 4-week workshop from the end of July into the first 3 weeks of August. We may be looking at Christmas. Let's see. In addition to that, we as an organization, we have purchased land for 4 lots of land in Tunapuna, and we are the process of paying off in part. So we are now paying off for the 3rd lot of the 4th lot. So all those fundraising ventures have been put on hold for now. So it's affected us in a number of ways.
So what you said is this is a major disruption, and the future is not very clear for what it's going to be like for the orchestra for 2020 at least.
Yes, definitely a major disruption, and particularly for the August workshop that we normally have a massive concert at the end of that workshop, and that tends to be our major fundraising activity, and so that will affect the orchestra in terms of funding, and that's on the financial part. On the musical part, that's when the students get a chance to play the really difficult works of the masters. So it gives the students normally acquire a certain level of technical competency when they have to play works by Beethoven and Tchaikovsky and so on. And that most likely will not happen. So it has affected us musically, artistically, financially, and I guess just from the very fact that emotionally, because musicians love to meet and play together, it is not enough to put on a Zoom chat and have everybody record something from home. No, we can't operate like that.
And that would be my next question. Is there a place for technology in this disruption for the orchestra?
Really difficult. The place for technology might be at the tuition level, where we might, scale down the classes, smaller classes, especially for social distancing, individual classes and so on. But already I have feedback from students who are telling me that even with their academic classes, it's not fun, it's boring. Looking at the screen, they miss the social interaction and so on. So yes, it's something new for all of us.
If you had words of advice for people, especially those involved in your orchestra, what would it be? Because as you're rightly saying, it's very depressing to hear that it's almost like the orchestra has come to almost a dead halt, and you had so much plans going forward. What would you tell to keep that spirit within the orchestra going forward? What would you tell your community, your own local community in the orchestra?
In the orchestra? Yeah, I will tell them, well, first of all, I would encourage them to continue practicing, learning new material, sharing it with their friends, not on a mass scale as we would do it at our entire group, but, with their friends all at the different grade levels, and to really play positive music to boost their spirits, and to share it, to find that platform to share it with their neighbors, their friends, letting them know that an orchestra exists, and as young people we are doing positive things in the country, and in spite of the lockdown and so on, we can still find creative ways to keep working and sharing our craft.
Okay, and in a wider context, because I had an interview with a gospel singer last week Friday, and that did very well, Daniel Flavini and Jaron Mills. And they were saying they're using this lockdown time to reinvent and enhance their creative capabilities, because they really don't have a choice. What would be your words of advice to other musicians out there, or maybe people who thinking about music and never really had that drive into music? What would you tell them to get them more involved into music now at this time, with all this time that they have available at it?
Well, you know, it really depends on, of course, I can speak for myself personally, and then I can speak otherwise. I would say that, you know, this is a time to, I mean, for me, I have so many books and reading material that I did buy to continue, you know, the continual learning process.
Yes.
And this time gives me that chance to buy books. I mean, to read books that I have bought 2-3 years, and I was just so busy doing other things that I couldn't really. So now I have a chance to open these books and you know, learn some new things. I believe that in any area of learning, it must be lifelong, continuous learning. And well, those who may not have books and so on at home may need to take advantage of what is available online. I am the kind of person, I like to smell my books. I like to be able to scribble up and write in them and so on. So I'm not a person for Kindle, the Kindle screen, and I'm not for that. So I prefer to buy my books. But as I said, if you don't have those books and you haven't built up a library of those, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff on the internet that one can access.
And I mean, I know I'm going a little bit personal now too as well. Mr. Listhrop, you have been very instrumental within my family with my big daughter and now even my little daughter. How have you been coping as an individual with COVID-19? Your mental health, how you feel about it, knowing that your business has been down to a halt. How have you been managing, and what have you been leaning on for your own personal strength?
That's very easy to answer. From the point of view that I probably would not, whenever I get a chance to, I always, you know, give praise to Jesus Christ, because this is a time I am actually, this may sound kind of contradictory, but I'm enjoying this time. I am able to get up in the morning and spend more time doing Bible study and more time doing prayer. And as a Christian, I learned to trust God, to take the little and do much with it. Yes, it has been a financial blow and so on, but the Bible says that the Lord supplies all our needs. And as such, on the spiritual level, I am taking advantage of this time. I mean, I've always been someone to be, I read my Bible every day and I pray every day. It's just that now I have more time to do it, so I'm taking advantage of that. I've learned so much. I've been reading far more, and so that's on the spiritual side. On the other things, the other sides, I'm spending more time with my wife. And so many chores at home that were on the back burner, I'm actually able to do and accomplish. It feels like it's Christmas because I'm taking my time and cleaning the home. So for now, I am enjoying it. But of course, I missed being with the students. I really miss that, because I am one of those few people who, you know, as I said, like what you do and you'll never work a day in your life. So I don't work. I could tell people I've seldom worked in my life because I just enjoy what I do.
Okay. Well, similar to the other guys I spoke to earlier last week, they were saying that this is a time for spiritual reset. Do you agree with something like that?
For spiritual reset?
For everyone to spiritually reset, no matter who's your God, but to reset, to get grounded.
Of course. I mean, as you said, for people who are into spiritual things, some people may see this just as, you know, something that will go away and then we could continue life as normal and so on. But if we really take a take us a look at what has taken place in the world, I can tell you from right where I am in Maracas Valley. I have never seen so many birds.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to actually take a picture of it because I actually saw, I know Marcus Valley has lots of parrots. I always see parrots. But I've been living here since 1985 and I have never seen parakeets.
Yeah.
The very little parrots, the very small ones, and I actually saw those. Is it that I was too busy to look at those things?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm seeing a booty in the back of the house. I'm seeing chicken. I'm seeing chicken hawks, and they're close to me. So it's either the slowdown in human activity is causing them to come out, or the slowdown in human activity is causing us to pause and to look. Take time off to look. I actually took a picture right outside my music room, where I don't know if they were palmists or whatever birds they were, but there were at least 20 birds on a pillar right outside my music room. 20 birds. I've never seen that before.
They probably came for classes.
And I took a picture of it to make sure that I wasn't seeing. Yes, 20 birds.
Okay.
Lots of birds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And my final question: if you have word of advice for your students now, and especially your students of your orchestra, what would you tell them?
The words of advice would be that, well, I know from speaking with them that many of them are missing the orchestra coming together.
Yeah.
So my advice would be for them to recognize and to remind them that we need to cherish things like these. That experience of being together. You know, sometimes when life gets so busy and we're doing so many things, then, you know, music is not important, orchestra is not important. But I have students coming and telling me, you know, actually on Sundays, we have what we call a virtual concert, meaning that we are taking past concerts and we put them on WhatsApp and we send them out to all our friends and so on. So the students are sometimes they're seeing themselves playing in concerts that, you know, they never had a chance to view. And it gives them this nostalgic feeling, oh gosh, I want to be playing again. So we're ready to, of course, I guess in all things in life, is to value those precious moments. Coming to an orchestra on a weekly basis on a Saturday night might seem like a routine thing. But now that it's not happening, we recognize how important it is. And I guess that could go for lots of other areas in life where things that we have been doing all the time, just the hug of somebody, but we must take for granted. Now we're recognizing how important it is for us human beings to embrace each other and so on. So it would be to really, going forward, to value these experiences and and not take them for granted. And when things resume to a state of normalcy, that we give even more.
Okay.
Right.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just to thank you very much, you know, for helping us to get the word out, to let the nation know what people who are involved in the arts are experiencing at this time, whether they be dancers, musicians, singers, choirs, orchestras, steel band groups. You know, it's a really difficult time for the entire entertainment industry, and even when the lockdown is relaxed, it will take some time before we come back to that state of normalcy.
Yeah, I want to say thank you, Mr. Listhrop. Thank you for agreeing to being on Mic on the Mic. It was a pleasure. It's good to hear different perspectives too as well. And I know it's tough now, but I know this journey is going to come to an end soon. And just like Job, we'll be able to give God the praises and thanks moving forward.
Yes.
Take care, Mr. Listhrop.